Hi, I'm Ellis and welcome to another episode of Tree Frog Talks. In today's episode of Tree Frog Talks we're going to be talking about another form of media that I am really passionate about when it comes to content distribution and getting your content out there. And that is podcasting. I'm sure everyone knows what a podcast is. It's an audio recording of a sort of blog post, whether it be news, whether it be more conversational or more entertainment. You will have heard some. Whether it be sort of Yogcast or Noxcast or that kind of thing. And they're a really good way of keeping readers and viewers engaged while they're on the move, basically. In my own personal experience, I've always enjoyed listening to podcasts while I write or while I eat or while I play video games, that kind of thing. And it's a way of being able to enjoy other content while you're doing something else. And I think that's really the strength of a podcast. Podcasts can be weekly or monthly or can be a one-off. I would recommend if you're doing it for your own website, maybe trying to make it monthly, weekly if you can, and just having different things going on. You can structure it very differently depending on what it is you want to get across. In terms of structuring a podcast, it all comes down to what you want to get across, but having some kind of introductory segment, maybe a bit of music, then going on to the bulk of your content, maybe a bit of news, maybe what's coming next week, and occasionally having guests and that kind of thing. There are plenty of different places where you can put your audio content, your podcast, whether it be iTunes or other music sharing sites like that, or whether it be on your own site or some kind of forum page or a blog page, different things like that. Great thing about podcasts as well, with it being audio, you can make them a bit longer. With a video, no one wants to sit through videos if they're going to be too long, and the same with written content. No one wants to read a blog post if it's going to be too long, but with a podcast, as you're going to be listening to it when you're on the move or you're doing something else, you can make them that much longer. I'd recommend, if you're going to be doing a weekly podcast, between half an hour to 40 minutes, and that way it gives you a good amount of time to have a bit of improvisation as well. So you put together your structure, and if you have a guest or if there's two of you talking and presenting the podcast, you can have a bit of interaction and a bit of improvisation and just make it feel a bit more natural. There are some downsides, of course, to podcasts, but they're the same downfalls really to video content is that you've got to worry about copyright when it comes to music. Obviously with podcasts you don't have to worry about any logos or use of footage, so it gets rid of that, but you do have to be really diligent when it comes to your sound bites and your music. That being said, there are a lot of different sites online where you can find royalty-free sound effects and royalty-free versions of music that you'll be wanting to use. And that's all I had to really talk about this week. It's just a little quick thing talking about podcasts. I'll hopefully expand on this a bit more in another Tree Frog Talks, talking about the best ways to share your podcasts and that kind of thing. So thanks guys, I'm Ellis, and we'll be back next week for another episode of Tree Frog Talks.